calling the hottest political hotline of them all in the Tennessee Third. First, no, that isn't your hotline coming to a boil. It's our nightly checkup on the Something for Nothing crowd. It's tea time. Well, now they've found it. The Tea Party has found the issue that will tip the elections in its favor and free patriots everywhere from the death grip of communism, fascism, socialism, Obamaism, and the worst of all the isms, altruism. The issue? The international conspiracy to convert Denver, Colorado, quote, into a United Nations community, unquote, through the virulent, subtle influence of the Share-a-Bike program. Dan Mays is one of the T-Boys running for the Republican nomination for governor of Colorado, and he says he, too, once thought that the bike-sharing efforts of Denver Mayor John Hickenlooper were just harmless and well-meaning. He says now he has realized, quote, that's exactly the attitude they want you to have. This is all very well disguised, he says, but it will be exposed. He said this at one of his rallies. One of his rallies where only 50 people showed up. The issue, sharing bikes, doing little things to help the environment, suggested by the International Council for Local Environmental Initiatives. How could that not be a conspiracy? It's got the word international in it. At first I thought, gosh, public transportation, what's wrong with that? And what's wrong with people parking their cars and riding their bikes? And what's wrong with incentives for green cars? But if you do your homework and research, you realize ICLEI, ICLEI, is part of a greater strategy to rein in American cities under a United Nations treaty. Some would argue this document that mayors have signed is contradictory to our own Constitution. Mr. Mays apparently does not realize that Denver became a member of the ICLEI in 1992. And so, by now, the international communist bike-sharing conspiracy has had 18 years to worm its way into the collective American soul. This is all very well disguised, but it will be exposed. The only thing that's going to be exposed here is what the Tea Party is all about. Paranoia. I'm sorry that only 50 people attended Mr. Mays' rally about the bikes. I think these rallies ought to be shown to everybody in this country, live, so everybody can understand that the premise of the Tea Party is that anybody with a delusion they just assume everybody else shares has come out of their own homes for the first time and run for office. Because the international communist bike-sharing conspiracy has this country by the throat. And the body snatchers are here. And Soylent Green is... Oh.
Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my